Look here, y'all. How y'all doing out there? It's me, Lil Larry Jr., Larry D. Clark Jr., aka Chicken Little, BK Lil NOSHSTAXX. This is a situation. For years now, I've been reporting issues, and I keep getting my reports disrespected by law enforcement. I have a valid gun license, and I've had to stand my ground and defend myself, standing my ground in self-defense, whatever it's called, wherever you're from. And it is my obligation, it is your obligation as a license holder to report that. And when I report it, they give me the cold shoulder, they blow it off, and they say they're gonna do an investigation, or they don't get back with me. And the last time I tried to contact them, because some more stuff keep happening. People keep taking shots at me, and I keep having to shoot at people. Or shoot, you see what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a pitter-patter fight. And they busted. And I'm whooping their ass. You know what I mean? People done lost their lives. And, you know, I'm still here, but I guess they trying to slander me and try to have me slandered off into a mental institution or something. And I'm not crazy, bro. It's a simple fact, I know the law, and where I'm at, they expect you not to know the law, and they're not used to someone knowing the law as well as I know it. I know when I can shoot and when I cannot shoot. There's a window phase. It opens and it closes, and you have to know when you can shoot and when you cannot, when to and when not to, or when to stop shooting, when to cease fire. It may open up again, even in that same situation, or it might, you know, happen some other time. But when you report exactly what the higher authorities on their website tell you that they investigate, they should not tell you to fuck off. They told me to fuck off, and I still have to keep dealing with this shit and the racism. Y'all defeating the purpose. All of humanity at some point was together in biblical texts at the Tower of Babel. Now, the tower itself may not be actually named the Tower of Babel, but it was the location, Babylon or wherever it was. But we were attempting to build a tower into heaven. And of course, you know, we wouldn't have made it to heaven. I mean, about the only, as far as we would have made it was to the stars. You have to think about that. It's probably in our blood, or maybe something that was told that we'll be able to do eventually, but we didn't get the idea completely because we were just infantile in our maturity genetically. We were not ready for such a feat, and it was said that we needed to have our tongues confused, otherwise it would be as if there was nothing that is impossible for us. So our tongues were confused, and we were scattered across the face of the earth. Now, there's an equation in that. Two things that are together, two moving objects, they come together, or they are starting out together, they move apart, they spread apart, scattered across the earth. Eventually we're supposed to come back together. That is the natural order of physics and the double helix. We come back together with new information and new discoveries, and eventually we may achieve interstellar travel, if we are blessed to make it there. The earth has been given over into the hands of the wicked, but in the end, the kingdom will come or return, the Lord will return, and the meek shall inherit the earth. We got to figure out that timeline. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, comment, DM me, let me know what you know about that. But I do know Isaiah 66 verse 16 through 18 says a bit about the Lord showing everybody his glory. He will bring together all the tongues. Think about what I just said. Racism is defeating the purpose, and we're allowing them to run us off the face of the earth. Even if you've made it somewhere, it's not time to feel yourself when everybody else does not have the same ability wherever applicable. This is going to put food on the table wherever applicable, even if you have to enjoy it at home or if you have to enjoy it behind bars. It's still putting food on the table and a roof over your head. Follow me and discover Pandora's box has been opened. I have more information than that, but they done took some of my evidence. They tried to confiscate my firearms or whatever. I mean, I have so many firearms. I mean, you're not going to be able to get to them all, but I mean, they put me on probation, so I can't touch them. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm back. But, as I was saying, we're supposed to come back together with new information, and racism is stopping that. Regardless if you made it somewhere, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. Racism is stopping that natural order. That's an abomination. That right there is the direct signature of satanic ritual. Comment, DM me more about this conversation. And you know, when you have a court order for split custody and you're supposed to share parenting time with your children's other mom or parent or father, mother, whichever position you're in, y'all are supposed to adhere to those terms in that custodial agreement. You're not supposed to be lying under oath or lying in court proceedings. That's perjury. That's a federal offense. And you shouldn't be lying about where the kids are when they with you, and when the other parent comes to see them or do something for them, you claim they don't live where it said that they live. Where it says they live on file in the court docket, court documents, on record. It says they live there. Why when I come over there, y'all claim they don't live there and you don't know where they at? But I'm only coming to do for my children. And then you want to make it as if I don't do for my children or that I've never been there. Yet and still, you know what I mean? You get to keep the kids. You're unfit, you're abusive, and you're neglectful. And when I try to call you and tell you and voice my concerns for my children and their safety and their whereabouts and their upkeep and their well-being, you want to hang up on me because you know that's going to piss me off. You know it's going to tick me off. You want me to come over there and get in your grip and find out what the business is. But then when I come over there, I knock on the door, all the lights are out. I have no choice but to come over there at a late hour because that's what time you get off of work, so-called. I knock on the door and somebody's rustling around in the house with all the lights off, bumping in the furniture, breaking Sheezy Deborah in there. You have a dog, but the dog does not bark. But you have a vicious breed dog that barks any other time I'm around. Or anytime anybody comes around, the dog is barking that I've seen. The dog will bark. I'm knocking, and I'm an unfamiliar knock at that. A dog would know that my knock is unfamiliar. And they wouldn't even know it even then. Possibly, a knock is a knock to them. Could be the case. And they're going to bark. Why is multiple entities inside this house rustling around in the dark? And then moments later, somebody pulls up to that precise location and attempts to do a drive-by shooting on me. And I am forced to stand my ground. That is not the first time someone from your affiliation or association with you or me having to do something that lined me up with coming in contact with you where gunplay was an issue. And it had occurred. The system is liable. I'm not the only person that this has happened to. And they shouldn't have told me to fuck off. And when I filed a civil rights claim, they shouldn't deny me every time, regardless of me having a concrete case and valid evidence. They're clearly singling me out and blackballing me, and they're trying to obstruct justice on the matter to cover their tracks, while people keep taking shots at me while you're trying to tie my hands and disarm me. I don't have to shoot people in multiple states or shoot it out with people in multiple states. But yeah, you keep telling me to fuck off and you disregard my reports. Y'all guilty, y'all negligent, reckless, and y'all liable. And every bit of criminal and intentional and cold-hearted and cold-blooded and calculated. Wherever applicable. There's no excuse. Amber alerts plus satellite imagery equals cases solved in record time. There's no longer any excuses for the genocide and the human trafficking. You mean to tell me it's just y'all just know for a fact y'all not gonna use satellite imagery to find that poor child? Y'all not gonna do it. So y'all asking everybody, oh, y'all better come and help us find them, because shoot, nigga, we ain't using this resource we got available to us. Y'all negligent. It's 2023. Come on now. There's no excuse for that. Y'all running through us, and y'all got us too comfortable because y'all giving us chump change. It's like y'all knocking off our heritage and selling it to us in a watered down generic format because y'all can't do it 100%. Like we've always heard before. Grand class action. Reparations. So I got a 30-day cycle of withheld progression video on YouTube by me, NOSHSTAXX, Jesse and James Cole, and brothers, famous train robbers and outlaws, stagecoach robbery days, yes, crack shot, whatever, cowboys, whatever, and outlaws, whatever. Days. I'm one of their descendants, as well as I released those videos in 2019, just prior, or just before, pardon me, COVID-19 surfaced. Millions of people have been killed, and I've been getting ignored in my reports since then and before then. I had someone arrested. They was allowed to be released from jail and accused me of being mentally unstable. They hadn't seen me in nearly or over a week. How would they know? I could have calmed down or changed and everything, but I had them arrested because I was justified in that report. But ever since they tried to call me crazy, since they got released, y'all have not been listening to my reports. And y'all wasn't listening to them before then because clearly y'all were corrupt. And it's going to blow the lid off of everything. Y'all done lost your minds. This is Pandora's box. Shit hits the fans. And you're not getting your race war, and you're not coming over the top of us. All that red suit and black hat, that's just a symbol of racism. And y'all are imposters, and y'all fraudulent. And I don't need to be sovereign to prove that. I wouldn't dare give a sovereign citizen a bad reputation. But some do. They're just money hungry, some people. I'm not money hungry. The money is going to be there because justice is to be served, and that's a given. It's a lawsuit. It's an infinite, awardless amount of praise lawsuit. That's what it's valued at. But you're offering $5 million for reparations. Where is it happening? No, y'all trying to cheapskate us so y'all can still come over the top. $5 million is nothing. That's chump change. And y'all take our money every 30 days. For how long has that been going on? But y'all don't have the money. All y'all can afford is that no. Individual basis is what it needs to be decided upon. Some people's lawsuits will be valued more than others. Some may also have that infinite awardless amount of praise valued amount, along with their liability claim. But that will have to be decided on an individual basis. So I advise everyone else to just stop all the movement. This indictment is coming down. We don't have a choice. Otherwise, we would be doing our children an injustice and a travesty not to seek justice. In order to save my children, I have to save the world. Well, somebody's going to get firing squatted. Check me out, NOSHSTAXX, Chicken Little, NOSHSTAXX, the Valentine Day Massacre. That's just that.